And what I came up with now, I don't like to brag, to boast, but I kind of think it's pretty genius. Good morning, welcome to VW Family Farm. It is a cool, brisk 50-degree morning, beautiful sunshiny day. I'm going to work on fence today. Thought I'd bring you along, show you some tips, tricks, and just things I've come up with on building fence. The fence that we're going to be putting up today is a 4x4 web wire. I'm taking down barbed wire. This is on a pen that we have raised hogs in for several years. I say 9. So you can look behind me, look how pretty this grass is. The hogs we raise are old spots, and they don't root up the field kind of like a Yorkshire or anyway, the domesticated pig. These are more of a grazing pigs. But anyway, we are replacing the fence with web wire because their piglets get out and get in the garden. They'll always root around in the yard after acorns and things like that. And last year we had one accidentally get hit on the highway. So we are cutting that problem out. Going to surround this whole thing with web wire, pull down the barbed wire. We've also got hot wire because every once in a while we'll put some feeder calves in here. But I'll quit rambling and we're going to get busy. All right, I'd previously pulled all the barbed wire off this, left the hot wire on here. So number one, I got to go over here and shut the hot wire off. This is a breaker that is attached to the main line, goes up to the breaker and then out to this wire. We're going to open that up, turn that wire off. Next, we're going to go get the tractor and we're going to pull up all these posts. And I guess I'm going to let the cows across here and eat some of this beautiful grass. Okay, so while I'm waiting on help, I've got the hot wire down. Some of the calves are starting to come across, but they're still a little timid. They don't like to get popped by that hot wire. So I've already set the corner posts. I've preset them, concreted them in. They've been setting for probably about a week now. What I've always done before was just put a wood post from your farthest one to the inside one, nailed it to there. But I've seen, driving down the road, I'm always observing other people's properties, fence, whatever. And I've seen where they've used these metal pipes in an X-brace. Metal's gonna last forever. The problem with the wood was it ended up rotting out and nails coming out, whatever. And other people, I've seen them notch it. I don't like notching into my corner post. So what I've got is some extras off of building the greenhouse. Just some extra pipe, galvanized pipe, and I'm going to put it at an angle and then come back at the other angle with my tensioner wire, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So in my mind, I'm going to take this pipe, I'm going to beat the ends of it flat and then drill a hole through it, put a screw through it on both ends, and that's going to keep, when you pull this way, which is where our fence is going to go, that's going to keep from pulling your post, because I'm going to go from roughly the top of that post down to the concrete on this post. Okay, now I've got them beat flat and I bent them at an angle. So this one is going to be going that way. This one goes the opposite way. And it's going to fit something like that. I'm going to go ahead and put my lag bolts in them. Now we need to run a wire from the top of that one to the bottom of that one, and that's going to keep them pulled together. All right, just kind of got it loosely up there for now. Put a staple up there to hold this end of it. Went around the gate hanger down there on the bottom of that one. We're gonna cut this off, twist these together, and then we'll put something in the middle of that, twist it, and they'll pull tension on it. I've seen some people put the like the electric fence ratchet tensioners in there. I'm just not gonna waste my ratchet tensioners on something that I can just twist and get it tight. So if you're new around here, I'm a collector of all kinds of things. A lot of people call it junk. I like to repurpose just an old piece of bent rebar. I've saved it from something. And that's what I'm gonna stick in between these two wires like this. I can do it one-handed. Probably not. Come on. There we go, got them together. And just twist, and twist. Now you can leave that in there to keep it from backing off, but this high tensile wire right here, once it's twisted, they very seldom back off. If it does start to back off, I can come over here and put something in there. But like I said, I've seen a lot of people just leave them in there, and if you can get it close enough, you can wedge it up against the brace pole, and that will keep it from untwisting back. I'm gonna put a little bit of twist on the bottom. Now that dude is tight. Looks like one of the pigs may want to go across too. So originally when my grandpa built this fence, some of the posts kind of got a curve in them. Plus some of the posts have just been pushed over with cows reaching through grazing, pushing on the barbed wire. I'm gonna go down through there and pull every one of these posts. Those old railroad cross ties, they're old rotten posts, they're gonna come out. And we're gonna pull straight line now from here to those far corner posts down there. That's where our wire's gonna go. And I'll make it easy. I'm gonna come in there and pull all the posts, bush hog it down, and then it'll roll out real nice and easy. Be easy to put all the clips on, just don't have to deal with all that mess. All right, got Andrea, my wife, out here to help. We're gonna pull these posts up. I made a little thing that kind of like what I seen on online. T-post puller. I'll show you what that is. Get her to come down here. So it looks kind of funny because I just had it made out of a piece of scrap that I had laying around. I just used my torch and blew a T in it. And what that's for is it goes over the T-post, hooks underneath that, take the chain, wrap around the front end loader, it's hooked on there, and then when she goes up, it'll pull it right out. And then she'll come down and pull it right off her. All right, now we've got all the posts pulled up. I went over there and bush hogged that down nice and clean now. I was gonna give y'all a little bit of information. I drive a lot for my job outside of the farm, and I kept brainstorming a way to roll out web wire a lot better than what I did when I was a kid. We had to roll it by hand. I've seen devices out there, of course, that you can buy that's made for it. Me being a tightwad that I am, I try to come up with something that I can either make or already have and make that work. And what I came up with now, I don't like to brag, to boast, but I kind of think it's pretty genius. So if you're fortunate enough to have a truck with a hay bed on it or a tractor with a hay unroller attachment, that is what I found to use. I'm going to show you how I done that. It is super simple, rolls it out perfectly, and there's no labor involved. I don't have to lift nothing. Because we've already done one section of fence a few weeks ago. This thing worked awesome. Now all I got to do is go pull some slack on it, attach it to the other end, the starting end, and then drive down to this end, and it's rolled out. No effort involved. Alright, so we turned the breaker off the main wire. Well, we turned the breaker off this wire, breaking it loose from the main wire, so that wire's not hot. But our main wire going all the way back to the barn, it is hot. That's where I love having this thing in the truck. You forget to turn it off. You can come out here. Ooh, we got a little bit of a short. It shows 15 amp short to the left, but we're still putting out 8 kilovolts. So let's turn it off. How do you know it's off? 2 ways. You can come back up. You're not getting nothing. Plus, when it pulses, you'll see that lightning bolt right there turn red. So, it's not on. So what I've done is, of course, you've probably seen it. This has got a spike in the center of it that kind of pokes into your hay bale, sticks out this far. All I've done is slid that pipe over that on both ends and squeezed it together, picking it up, making it simple. A while ago I said no effort involved. Took a lot of effort and thinking. Alright, so got that end stapled. I'm gonna pull some of this wire out. On some of those things that you can buy online, they'll come with a device that'll sit there and squeeze your wire so you can pull it. But this is just some 1-bys I had. A lot of times we've used 2x4s, screw 2 of them together, just kind of sandwich that, and then we'll wrap around with a chain, cut this end of course, and then put the chain on something and pull, put tension on your wire. handy tools with fencing. Cutters, get under a staple, grab a staple like that. You can pull it out of a post, little hammer, handy fencing tool. All right, you can see we've got the fence done. It is all complete. Got the hot wire back on. Web wire is nailed too. Gate is hung, level, close to the ground. Piglets won't be able to go under. We got our hot wire back up. All I use is a split bolt. That way the wire will go between it twice. Tighten that nut down and it squeezes it. It's little tidbits things that I pick up. I use a old water hose that's split somewhere in it. I cut pieces to go around wooden posts. So also this is just a piece of fuel hose. I put it up here just in case I needed it. Every once in a while these things, the plastic insulators, they break pretty easy. Just in case I needed it, I've got it on there already. For future use, just thinking down the road. This little nail right here, another little trick is when you're putting the clips on. Here, I'll go backwards with it. These little clips, fence clips right here, come kind of like that. Maybe a little, they're gonna be back a little more this way, but you get my drift. I just put that around there, twist them, tightens the clips on there. Anyway, maybe if you got you one of the bell beds or a hay unroller for your tractor, maybe you'll find that beneficial. On barbed wire, I've used actually as my grandpa's, I've still got it. It's an old handle to a push mower. And then it's just got a piece of all thread run through the bottom of it where the handle actually bolted to the mower itself. Scrapped the mower, kept the handle, put the all thread through there, and then that way you can take it on and off, put you a roll of barbed wire on there and just drag it. We've done that before, set on the back of a side-by-side or back of the mule, or when I was little, I just take off walking, pulling it. You just sit there and pull it, drag it behind you, and that'll sit there and unroll the barbed wire. Anyway, hope one of these little tips, tricks that I've learned over time, come up with, maybe they'll help you building fence. Till next time, thanks for watching, and God bless.